again next week.
From the nation's capital, two teams that represent the best of America's historically black colleges are set to renew their rivalry. Last year was a classic. Howard grabbing victory from Morehouse in a thrilling finish. The final 2 minutes, 20 seconds were explosive. Alphonsus Freeman put Howard ahead, but Morehouse would answer. Devon Mann with a spectacular catch and run down the sidelines. Howard, though, had the final touch. David Wilson pulling in the pass, and the Bison would clinch the classic. We expect another memorable meeting. Morehouse and Howard will clash in the third annual AT&T Nations Football Classic. It is a beautiful afternoon in the nation's capital. Washington, D.C. is the site for the third annual AT&T Nations Football Classic. The Howard Bison and the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. Hello and welcome in. Brett Harris alongside Kadri Ismail, Lou Holder down on the sidelines, and Q. This has really turned into a nice rivalry between these two schools. Howard, of course, is an FCS school. Morehouse is Division II school. But the first two of the Classic have gone right down to the wire.
Yes, it has. Big plays on both sides of the football. It doesn't matter if you're the larger school or the smaller school. Howard and Morehouse, this is all about who blinks first. The team that flinches, that team is probably going to be on the losing end. Lots of big plays. Hold on to your seats. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great game.
Well, for Morehouse to win this game, they're going to have to control the clock. That starts with a running game. And Shelton Hamilton, the junior, showed a lot of potential last year, and they expect big things out of him this year.
Here's a guy who's averaged 5.3 yards per touch. Big play capabilities. He's have big shoes to fill, though, because you're talking about David Carter, who was their all-time leading scorer. He's gone. So, yes, he now becomes the guy. And let's see if Hamilton can carry that load.
Q for Howard. It all starts at quarterback. Number 7, Greg McGee, the junior, and he is a dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Can run with the ball very effectively. We saw what he did last week versus Eastern Michigan. Very dangerous quarterback. Coach Freeman from Morehouse believes he's going to be the toughest quarterback that they've seen all year long. Going to be a big test for this team.
Well, the first 2 years went right down to the wire. We expect the same this year here at RFK between Howard and Morehouse. It has been a festive weekend here in the nation's capital, and it is set to culminate between Howard and Morehouse, setting to face off in the AT&T Nations Football Classic, and kickoff is straight ahead. The AT&T Nations Football Classic is brought to you by AT&T, Rethink Possible, Pepsi, Live for Now, and by Events DC, Powerful City, Unforgettable Events. Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, a beautiful afternoon, 81 degrees, clear skies, sunny weather for this matchup between Howard and Morehouse. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Lou Holder.
Thanks, Brent. Here with Coach Petty. Coach, a little adversity for your team coming in. Julian David, your captain, your safety, gone for the year with that torn pec muscle. And then you got Alphonsus Freeman suffering from a sprained ankle. But you guys have not lost in this classic, so pride is a big deal. You know, give me the psyche of your team and keys to the game.
Well, you know, our philosophy right now, you know, next man up. You know, from people injuries going to happen. I want to be sure that the next guy's prepared and ready to come in for the game. Though both of them been out there, both our captains, especially Julian, he's our lead captain. You know, they've been on the field with us. You know, they've been very supportive on the team. They're still leading the team. Though you're not able to play, he's still our team leader.
Keys to the game, what needs to happen?
Well, we just need to protect the ball and score the ball.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank
Coach
you.
Petty, back up to you, Brent and Kadri.
Thank you, Lou. Rayford Petty, excuse me, head coach for the Howard Bison, and look there at the head coach for Morehouse, Rich Freeman, in his 7th year, 39-22, his career record. Let's take a look now at Cadre's keys to the game, brought to you by DC Lottery. Lots of people win.
Yeah. You know, I think basically when you look at, the Howard Bison, it's all about finishing strong. Last week against Eastern Michigan, got off to a strong, fast start, a lot of explosive plays, but weren't able to finish and really could have had a major upset. And I think also it comes down to maximizing their dynamic quarterback, Greg McGee. He was the MVP 2 years ago for this game, and when you look at it, Greg, he's going to be a strong catalyst for this team to get another victory against Morehouse. I think for Morehouse, it just simply comes down to establishing their two-headed monster under center. We know Joshua Harris, he's the guy that's going to be starting it all off. However, Jordan Tarver, he's going to get a lot of playing time. We spoke with Coach Freeman. He felt that both guys are going to be main contributors to helping them to win this ball game. Now remember, special teams also comes into play. Last year's game, an extra point here, an extra point there, would have favored Morehouse. They couldn't get it done. So let's look for their special teams play with Hector Solis. He has to be the guy as far as a simple extra point, making field goals. That's what it comes down to.
And there is number 19, Hector Solis, the junior from Costa Mesa, California. And returning for the Howard Bison deep, Rodney Tyson and Richard Igoro. And the Howard Bison today, the road team in the all-white uniforms. Morehouse in their maroon tops and white helmets. And we are officially on our way. The third annual AT&T Nations Football Classic on the return. Out to the left side across the 30 and the 35 is Tyson. A nice return, and that is right where the Howard Bison will begin. All right, let's meet our starters. Our starting lineups brought to you by Amtrak. Enjoy the journey. Greg McGee, the quarterback for the Howard Bison, the junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Last week, 275 all-purpose yards, and he can get it done in so many different ways. Gave Howard that early lead against Eastern Michigan last week. He is a threat, both running the football and passing the football. Howard comes out, 3 wide receiver set, the quick pitch to the backfield, and the cutback by Parker. Nowhere to go. Pickup of about 1. And the rest of your Howard starting lineup in the backfield, William Parker, the sophomore. He'll be relied heavily on by the Bison this year. Joshua Matthews is your setter, and he has the most experience on that big offensive line for Howard, the senior, first-team All-MEAC. It's McGee. Quick run to the right, pickup of a couple. Brian Thomas is there for the stop for Morehouse. And as we mentioned, Joshua Matthews, the setter, moved over from guard this year with that senior leadership up front. Howard is going to run a very quick-paced offense. 4 wide receivers set for the Bison. 3rd and 6. The throw over the middle, deflected and incomplete. And Howard will punt it away.
Well, we're seeing that quick 3 and out. You saw them trying to establish themselves, running the football, both with McGee as well as Parker. But at the same time, you got to credit Morehouse. Outstanding job of just doing assignment football, closing the gap, making sure that there's nowhere to run with the ball, and again, clamping it down from a pass defense standpoint. Great job, great opening for the Morehouse defense.
John Fleck, the punter for Bison, did a nice job last week, averaging 46.5 yards a kick. Fair catch called by Thomas Williams, and he'll pull it in at the 8-yard line. And here come the Maroon Tigers. And there's Joshua Harris, number 16, the quarterback for Morehouse. And Morehouse will use a 2-quarterback set, so we'll see a little bit of Jordan Tarver as well today, the redshirt freshman. Handoff inside, and that is stacked up by that Howard defense. And our starting lineup brought to you by Amtrak. As you look at the position players, Devon Moore, the wide receiver, redshirt sophomore, keep an eye on him. Had a big play last year in this game. Quick throw out to the right side. It's hauled in by Mann, who crosses the 25 for a first down.
Yeah, you got to be really, really careful about Devon Mann. Very explosive wide receiver. Of course, he had the big play last year that put Morehouse ahead.
You look at the offensive line for Morehouse. This is a real strength for the offense. Both Drew Wilkins and Richard Washington, the left tackle, both all first-team SIAC.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Offsides penalty against the Howard Bison and Joseph Dillard.
Yep, that's called getting a little too anxious. If you're Howard, that's something that's unacceptable.
1st and 5 at the 31. Inside handoff, breaking a couple of tackles is Shelton Hamilton across the 45-yard line. Finally taken down at the 48.
You know, this is something that they're hoping to see. Shelton Hamilton is going to get a lot of carries. You put this team in a spread situation, reading the read option, reading that defensive end, and of course, Shelton Hamilton with an outstanding job of running through the tackles.
Harris in that pistol offense juggles the snap and taken down quickly in the defensive backfield was Devin Rollins, the middle linebacker for the Bison.
Yeah, Devin, that time, he did a great job of snuffing out that run fake.
Demond Gresham Chisholm, the defensive end for the Bison, all MEAC. Rollins, the middle linebacker for the Bison. And 4 defensive backs, Curtis Simmons, the senior, the lone senior, in the defensive backfield for the Bison. Handoff goes nowhere. We're there with a quick stop right at the original line of scrimmage.
You know, Coach Leon Murray, who's the offensive coordinator for the Maroon Tigers, he feels that if he can get 80 to 100 snaps in, they're going to have an up-tempo pace, and it favors them over another team's defense. That up-tempo pace is what they're looking forward to doing against Howard.
Leon Murray, the offensive coordinator, 7th season with the Maroon Tigers. Drop back, Harris under pressure, gets out of it. Boy, the escapability, and Harris has got a first down across the 40-yard line into Bison territory, and what a fabulous run by the sophomore.
You talk about composure in the pocket. Now, this is what happens when you go through your first read, second read, third. Oh, pocket collapsing, not a problem. Outstanding job of running. Good job of keeping his balance and moving the chains for the first down.
4 wide receivers set here. 1st and 10 from the 39, and Harris is going to keep it again. This time, he's going to slide close to the 37-yard line.
This was a concern coming into the game as far as the offensive line. There was some shifting going on in the offensive line. I know Wilkins, who was the center, and Thompson, they're actually switching from guard to center. So let's see how that unfolds in this game. A lot of pressure on the quarterback so far.
2nd and 8, Harris again, and he gets drilled just short of the 30. Cameron Alston came up from his free safety position to lay the wood.
Oh, did he ever. Woo, you can feel that from the boot. Again, this read option, look, it's all about reading the DN. He keeps it. I tell you what, boy, oh boy, oh boy, you talk about getting smoked.
Alston missed all of last season with a knee operation. He looks to be right back where he left off 2 seasons back. Third and 2. Harris is going to give it off to Shelton Hamilton. He's taken down to the 22-yard line. Another first down for the Maroon Tigers.
Keeping the chains moving, keeping this Howard team off balance. We saw the 3 and out by Morehouse, and now their offense seems to be in nice, smooth rhythm. Remember, Howard played a game already. This is Morehouse's first game.
Straight up the middle. Hamilton just across the 15-yard line.
So far, it's all about running that read option and being composed with your decision making. Joshua Harris is doing a fine job of reading whether or not he needs to keep the ball or give it to Hamilton.
Hamilton straight up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down by a good yard and a half. That's going to bring up a third down. The Maroon Tigers really coming out with a fast-paced offense, no huddle, kind of keeping the Bison on their heels.
Up tempo, up tempo, up tempo. Coach Murray, he wants to have his offense continue to just keep on being productive and running plays.
Harris under pressure, and he will be taken down. A slew of Bison led by Tabron Resby.
Yeah, this is called, okay, you guys have been taking it to us, now we're going to take it to you. It's just guys coming off the corner, guys coming up the A gap, a lot of pressure in Harris's face, nowhere to go with the football.
Hector Solis is in 37-yard field goal attempt. Snap is good and the kick is up. And it is true. Solis puts the Maroon Tigers on the board. Morehouse strikes first against Howard. It's a 3-0 lead.
In the heart of the most powerful city in the world, Events DC delivers world-class events that connect, delight.
Morehouse comes out with a 13-play, 68-yard drive. Takes up over 5 minutes, 5:37 to be exact. And Solis with a 37-yard field goal. In the last 2 years, Morehouse had combined 4 points. And there was 4 missed extra points in those games. You don't have to be a math major Q to know that kicking has been an issue, and Morehouse seems to have solved it with Hector Solis. The return, Ayuguro, he's going to take it around the left side, just across the 35-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds.
Well, I tell you what, Solis is one of those comforts that you love to have as a head coach. Anytime you can put points on the board and you know it's a certainty, that's a good thing to have. And I think for Solis to put up those 3 points right away really gives him, as well as his team, a lot of confidence to finish off that 13-play drive.
And here comes Greg McKee and the Bison offense, a 3-and-out on their first possession. Let's see what they can do here. 2 wide receivers set. Play fake, completion. Joshua Thurston is there for the stop. Well, let's meet the defensive starters for Morehouse. The starting lineups brought to you by Amtrak. Enjoy the journey. Up front, this is the strength of this defense, is that defensive line unit. Clarence Christian, defensive end, first team all SIAC. Lance White, the middle linebacker, top returning tackler for the Maroon Tigers. Quick play, right side, just short of the first down. McGee taken down by Thaddeus Shaw.
That was a nice full house backfield, and they're going to run their version and their variation of the read option as well. It's a nice job of running, but that's some hard hitting. It's a hard hitting game so far, Brent. A lot of popping of the pads. I like it.
3rd and short. I formation in the backfield. They give it a first down. The handoff to Anthony Philo, the freshman out of Los Angeles. Great potential. Coach Rayford Petty said this is a kid that's got power, speed, and pass protection.
Yeah, and that right there was a good job of following his blockers through the hole. Sometimes freshmen get a little antsy and aren't as patient, but that was a really good job of him.
The lefty McGee gets to his running back, Philo, right across the short of the 45.
Got a little flag down.
Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be defensive holding.
Foul. Face mask 53 of the defense. 15 yards will be added to the run. First down.
So it's a personal foul. So they'll march off 15 yards and a first down.
The no-no. Do not grab the face mask.
That's always a no-no at any level of football, Q.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's one thing that Morehouse can't afford this afternoon are those kind of mistakes.
Especially after a nice drive like that, and you felt your defense got a feel of what Howard's going to do. Penalties always hurt you.
He's going to tuck and take across the 20, the 15. He's hit. He keeps the legs moving inside the 10-yard line and finally taken down at the 9.
We talked about his dual threat capability. They opened up this drive with a nice pass, but now this time was just a quarterback keeper with a lead blocker going up the field, up the A-gap, and nice job of running. Just being able to scan the field and now break some tackles. Keep on going. Don't go down on that first contact. Good job by McGee.
22-yard run for McGee.
Full start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Deontay Allen right, flagged with the offsides penalty. Redshirt freshman. They'll march it back to the 14-yard line.
I'm telling him in the huddle, listen, bro, you did that. We understand, but now you got to go ahead and give us some love and, you know, redeem yourself. Redemption is a good thing.
So first and goal from the 14. Parker in the backfield. McGee in the pistol. 2 wide receivers to the right. That's where he's looking. Deep corner, end zone. And just overthrows his receiver, Jonathan Booker.
He's going to wish he had that one back. He actually had Jonathan in the corner of the end zone. I think he just put a little bit too much air on that one. Nice job of route running by Jonathan. Just a little bit too much.
Booker got a little separation there from Joshua Anderson in the back corner of the end zone. And the snap goes right past McGee. All the way back to the 35-yard line, 36-yard line where McGee falls on it. And this drive went first to goal all the way back now to the 36.
Yeah, and that comes from a guy in Joshua Matthews who anchors that offensive line. Very, very smart, super smart guy and very heady player, veteran. I'm not so sure if they're on the same page as far as the snap count, what he might have thought was a go, and McGee audibly.
In the offseason, head coach Petty moving Matthews from guard to center. There's McGee. And he's hit and taken down at the 25-yard line on that 3rd and goal play. So now decision time for the Howard Bison.
I think it's a quick, easy decision. Let's go ahead and see if we can put some points up on the board by kicking the field goal, but that was a wasted opportunity after having some big runs by Greg McGee.
So the spot just at the 32-yard line, a 42-yard try for John Fleck. Fleck with a strong foot and splits the uprights. And the sophomore has his 2nd field goal of the season, and we have a tie ball game at RFK Stadium. Howard and Morehouse knotted up at 3 apiece.
When you play the DC Lottery.
And the Howard Bison cash in on a 9-play, 39-yard drive with a 42-yard field goal from John Fleck. And we're all tied at 3 apiece.
Should be 7. Poor snap, false start, sloppy play when you're in the red zone costs your team a potential of 6 points, and that extra point making it 7.
First and go inside the 10. They get an offsides penalty that pulls them back, and then the bad snap. And then from there, have to settle for the field goal. Taken by Williams across the 20, the 30. Taken down at the 34-yard line. The sophomore from Kingsdale, North Carolina. First team all SIAC, and he's a real weapon for the Maroon Tigers.
Yep, very explosive young man. I love his play. Understands how to chew up yards in a hurry, and that's what you want. You want the big play threat. Coach Freeman has one in that young man right there.
By the way, you know you're a fast football player when the missile says that you have that explosive part of the football game.
When guys are standing there and they're running full speed and it looks like they're running in slow motion, yeah.
Kadri Ismail knows something about speed. High formation for Morehouse. Straight up the middle, and he's going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. A host of Bison there.
Not a lot of room to operate on that one.
His Morehouse offense last year averaging 365 yards a game and 28 points a game. And so far, Morehouse doing a nice job on the ground, 54 rushing yards. Here's Harris on the drop back. He has his fullback open. Instead of throwing, he asks the fullback to block, and Harris takes it just across the 50.
Yeah, that's a nifty running right there. You know, Josh had an opportunity to throw it down the football field. Didn't really feel comfortable with what his receivers were doing and felt a little pressure, but boy, there's a ton of open field to maneuver in, and great job of picking up the first down.
Fullback Marcus Alford had his hands up. Throw it. His job was to block on that play. Harris, the handoff, and the ball's on the ground. Sheldon Hamilton fumbled in the backfield. And a heads-up play by Thompson, the offensive lineman, to fall on the football. Tommy Boozer causing the fumble.
Yeah, this is one thing we know David Carter didn't do a lot in his career, was put the ball on the ground. The stud running back for Morehouse, and now you got a young guy in Hamilton in there, and very capable back. But at the same time, you got to hold on and protect the football. That's your first and foremost job as a running back. Hold on to the ball.
Harris out of the shotgun. He's looking to the sidelines. A completion. Man hauls it in. He's taken down the 43-yard line.
I'm not so sure the linesman gave him a fair enough spot. That forward progress is about 3 or 4 more yards forward. That's a nice grab. And you know Harris is going to be looking for man. Man is a dynamic receiver, can make guys miss and get up the field quickly. Tons of experience. But you're talking about a guy who really does a good job of being that reliable target for Joshua Harris.
4 wide receivers, and it's a bad snap, and Harris is going to fall on it. And that's going to bring up a 4th and long, another mistake. And that's sometimes when you talk about being in the shotgun, it's a chance you take with the longer snap. And we've seen the quarterbacks go from the pistol to the more traditional long snap.
Yeah, you got to be in the pistol. Of course, you're in the shotgun. Then you got to be under center, and those levels of snapping the ball, there's a little art to it. That time, Trevante Thompson didn't really get a chance to get it done.
Solis also handling the punting duties. That's a nice looking punt all the way back to the 13-yard line. Fielded by Flanagan, who is taken down hard just over the 30-yard line. Let's see what the flag is. The referee's talking about where the spot is going to be.
Personal foul. Number 4. His helmet came off during the play. Therefore, he could not participate, and he participated in the play. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Oh, my goodness. In the name of safety, huh? I understand safety. I understand. But mother of pearl.
Joshua Thurston there flagged on that. Let's go down to the sidelines. Lou Holder.
Hey, Brent, this football classic is just more than football. A number of events marked this weekend, including, and probably most important for the players, a boat ride where both teams tried to gather, meet the officials from DC, Events DC, and other dignitaries. Also this past week, a presidential symposium, a reception, formal debate, and pep rallies, even a pre-game concert, and on Sunday, a church service will end the festivities. So Brent and Kadri, a very nice presentation for two proud, historically black universities. Back to you.
Thank you, Lou and Q. Man, you talk about a weekend of festivities. It began on Thursday night. It's going to go right through till tomorrow. And I know as I pulled up here today for the game, where you could smell the tailgate and the food on the grills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the concert outside at the AT&T sound stage.
Yes.
The place was rocking. That was some 3 hours before kickoff.
Absolutely, and it is a wonderful event. AT&T people put on, DC events people put on. It's awesome. Tons of things to do and see, and it's great to see both teams getting a chance to go out and go out, spend a night on the town and really get an understanding and a rich history of what this game and what these two schools are all about.
Morehouse head coach Rich Friedman told us this is an important trip to the nation's capital, to Washington, D.C., and all the history. McGee for the Bison on the first down play gets it just across the 50. We're going to spot it right on the 50-yard line. And the offense picking up now for the Bison. Quick play, throw outside, and a nice move taken down at the 42-yard line. That completion was to Flanagan. And the Bison moved the chains.
Yes. Good play calling.
McKee on a quick hitch, and he hits Colvin across the 25 to the 24-yard line. Joshua Anderson there on the stop for Morehouse.
This is what McGee brings to the table. This is what McGee brings to the table, that ability to be composed, to be able to run an up-tempo style offense, starting to key in on the run, and now let's go ahead to the air.
Right over the middle, in and out of the hands of the big tight end, David Wilson.
David Wilson, a reliable target, caught the game-winning touchdown last year in this classic. But boy, he had an opportunity to make that play.
He is a huge target for McGee, 6'4", 240 pounds, the senior, and he had that one right in his mitts.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a nice throw by McGee. You know you're going to get hit. You might as well go ahead and make the catch and be the hero.
You know this offense can put up yards. They were second in the MEAC in total offense last season. The run goes straight up the middle. It'll be a pickup of 4, and that'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, you know, this is what you need to do. You need to have that ability to keep people off balance, and in this particular case, I thought this drive outside of Wilson's drop, we saw McGee keeping this team off balance.
Howard and Morehouse settling in, 1 quarter down, and it's a tie ball game at 3 apiece.
And than that.
2nd and 10, and the snap is fumbled, and Harris is going to fall on it at the 21.
Yep, when things go bad, you continue to get a little sloppy and worse. This is something I'm curious about. You know, as a center, when you're in the shotgun, you got to really be patient. I know you're trying to reach block to his left, but he has to really be patient and make sure he gets the ball back to the quarterback before he goes ahead and moves.
So far on the day, 2 for 4 and 3rd downs for Morehouse. Center Drew Wilkins, by the way, a first-team SIAC. One of the leaders That ball is thrown up, and it is picked off. Adeomola Olatunji out jumps the receiver for the pick, and when you're 6'4", typically you're going to have an advantage on those deep balls, and Olatunji went up and got it.
Yeah, Olatunji really didn't have to jump as high as the receiver for Morehouse. You know, this is what Olatunji does so well, uses his size, does a great job of being able to catch the ball at his highest point. Devon Mann, who was a phenomenal receiver, had no chance on that. From a matchup standpoint, house coaches, you go away from Olatunji.
Had one last week against Eastern Michigan. Well, the Howard Bison last week played until Eastern Michigan got a 3 shots at the end of that game, 24-24, 4-13 lead. McGee, the quick fire and delivery to Ayagoro, and Ayagoro breaks a couple of tackles and down at the 42.
Yep, that's what happens when you got some speed. I think right now we're looking at McGee throwing the football, quick bubble screen out to the flat, but watch this. Whoop, whoop. Make a guy miss and get back up the field, get some big chunks of yards. Nice play calling, nice good rhythm for this offense. Ted White right now is calling a great game as the offensive coordinator.
Fake on the handoff, the quick throw out into the flat. A little bit of running room, breaks a couple tackles. Brandon Flanagan all the way down to the 12-yard line.
So if you're going to go ahead and stack the box and make it difficult for us to run the football, we're going to go ahead and get it out to our quick and speedy receivers. This time you're seeing another quick bubble screen. Flanagan with the opportunity to run into the open field and make a good play.
Flanagan last year led the Bison in interceptions, 27 catches in 2012. He had 4 catches last week against Eastern Michigan. McGee fakes the handoff. He keeps it himself, and he's going to pick up 2. And then we have a flag after the play.
After the play, personal foul on the offense, number 7. 15 yards from the end of the run, 2nd down.
Anthony Johnson, our referee here today.
Wow, okay, so.
Watch the quarterback, McGee, after the play. Gives it a little bit of a kick there. That's where that penalty flag came in. It was Eric Robinson from Morehouse who was holding on to McGee's ankle.
See, I'm going to favor the offense on that particular one. Sometimes you sit back and get a little too caught up in trying to tackle a guy and twist that ankle a little bit extra.
It's a short gain. They get some of that penalty.
So,
Q, it looks like they would have 5 and it's of course, the drive started on the 25 after the touchbacks. You had to get to the 35-yard line, and just by a nose. Tarver, quick throw out into the flat. And the completion just across the 40-yard line. Brought in by Lake McGuffey, the redshirt freshman.
So here's what we're looking at. Both guys from Morehouse have the ability to come in and play. Joshua Harris starts the game, but you're talking Jordan Tarver. Redshirt freshman has a strong arm.
False start, offense number 85. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's tight end Kumar Smith, the junior out of Windsor, Connecticut. So he comes out of the game, and 3 wide receiver set, half of Tarver. To his left, it's going to be a quick throw to Brandon Sarton. Going to pick up a couple.
You know, that bubble screen action, we saw it on Howard's side of the football as well. And for Howard, what we also saw was the speed that they exhibited once they had the ball in their hands. The receivers, Flanagan, as well as Booker, got up the field very quickly. I didn't see that kind of speed from Brandon on that bubble screen right there.
Tarver and Bison bring the heat with the blitz. Good pass and wait for the call. It's a catch. Huge first down pickup. Jordan Tarver to McGuffey. The redshirt freshman gets open and pulls it in for a first down.
This looks like a scramble rules where you're trying to go back to the ball and have the quarterback being in the same page with you. This is a nice job of being kinesthetically aware. Concentrating on the football, knowing where your body is at in space. In the collegiate game, you just need 1 foot down.
Tarver's going to keep it himself on the fake handoff, cuts it back inside. Good vision by the quarterback. A pickup of 6 or 7 on the play.
Yeah, that was a nice, nifty job of cutting it upfield real quickly as opposed to trying to bounce it out. Saw he was outflanked, then saw a little opening and took it. Great job of running.
2 quarterbacks, Harris and Tarver, both pretty young, but showing a lot of maturity here this afternoon. And the give is to Hamilton inside. It's going to be a pickup of 2 and bring up a 3rd down. Rollins there.
Yeah, Rollins seemed to be around the ball an awful lot today. Calling his name, seeing him play. Very heads-up defender.
Quick snap. Tarver's going to take it himself straight up the middle. And this is going to be another close spot.
This right here is what you do when you have an up-tempo style of offense and a defense can't get the proper call onto the football field.
Number 1 on the offense, Hammond came out during the course of the play. He must lead the field for 1 play.
What happens when he's your quarterback? You gotta go to the bench, young man. That messes up your offense and your routine.
So Tarver, the quarterback, has to come out. But they're going to send the punter in. Handles the punting from Morehouse. He's a first-teamer in the SIAC, the sophomore, averaging nearly 40 yards a punt. Snap is high. Agoro gets it off. And that's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. The Howard Bison, a 10-point lead at 13-3 in the nation's capital.
AT&T Nations Football Classic, it's halftime with the score, Howard 20, Morehouse 3. Halftime is band time. Up first, the Howard University Showtime Marching Band.
Versace, Versace. Hey, hey, hey. Here we go. Ooh, get him. Ooh, get him. Morehouse win, Cecil, please get off our property. Shake it like a red nose. Hey, like a red nose. Like a red nose. Like a red nose. Howard University, all over the building. Stand to your feet. Let us hear you represent AHU. I don't think Morehouse heard you. One more time, AHU.
Halftime here at the AT&T Nations Football Classic. Howard is up 20-3 on Morehouse. We listened to Howard University Showtime Marching Band. Now it's time for the Morehouse House of Funk University Marching Band. Enjoy.
The house is on! Under the direction of Blake K. Gaines, prepared to be enlightened as the House of Funk presents musical perfection using the sounds of And the Love Goes On. Papa, let's groove tonight and after the love has gone.
We've been watching the AT&T Nations Football Classic halftime. Howard is up 20-3 on Morehouse. Highlights and stats with Brent and Kadri when we return.
And the Howard Bison with a 20-3 lead here at halftime of the third annual AT&T Nations Football Classic. And the second quarter was all Howard. 17 points they put up, a couple of touchdown passes, and it's been really all their quarterback in Greg McGee.
Yeah, Greg McGee has had a fabulous game so far. He's really had total command of the offense, understanding how to distribute the ball. We've yet to see the Maroon Tigers figure out what to do with this fantastic quarterback. He's absolutely been phenomenal in this first half.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half of action here at RFK Stadium. Morehouse would get on the board first. Hector Solis with a 37-yard field goal. Really, that was Morehouse. That was all their highlights there in the first half. They got up early, but then here come the Bison. A nice completion to Matt Colvin from McGee, and then the touchdown as McGee looks to kind of fake the run, and then he throws it over the top and hits the freshman and Anthony Fire.
That's what happens when you have a dual threat quarterback. The ability to extend the play gives him an opportunity to be able to get it down the field to Phil Yaw, and what a fantastic job of pitch and catch.
And then the interception by Howard, which would set up the Bison with pretty nice field position. They would cash in with a 33-yard field goal by Fleck and a 13-3 lead.
Again, you're talking about being efficient, taking advantage of your opportunities, short field, moving the ball just enough, but again, allowing your kicker to go in there and make a great play. And this is just defense, flat out just dominating on the defensive side of the football. Morehouse had nowhere to go with the ball, and you saw the sack right there.
Howard had 5 sacks in the first half, and then the touchdown throw. McGee hitting Colvin, 27-yard score, and that brought us to the 20-3 score as Howard leads here at halftime.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking at the stats, what you don't see is you don't see the sloppy play by Morehouse, the turnover, the interceptions, being sloppy with the balls, not getting them an opportunity to be in any kind of rhythm, whereas Howard, on the other hand, they've done a great job of having good rhythm on the offensive side, and again, McGee is doing a fabulous job of hitting various receivers.
And the first half highlights and stats brought to you by Events DC, powerful city, unforgettable events. 20-3 here in the nation's capital. Howard has the lead over Morehouse at the AT&T Nations Football Classic. The AT&T Nations Football Classic is brought to you by AT&T, Rethink Possible, Pepsi, Live for Now, and by Events DC, powerful city, unforgettable events. Howard with a 17-point lead. It's 20-3 as we get set to kick off the third quarter. Let's head down to the field. Lou Holder.
All right, Brent, talked to both coaches at halftime. First, Coach Freeman. His quarterback, Jordan Tarver, it is a right knee injury. He said it might have to get scoped. He doesn't want to give out any more information because it's a fluid situation, but I don't think he's going to be, Jordan Tarver's going to be returning to the game. Also talked to Coach Petty. I said, Coach, what did you like about the first half? He said, it was a slow start. We're going to pick things up. I said, Coach, you're up 20-3. He goes, we got to pick it up, Lou. We got to set a standard. Brent, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lou. At 20-3, a 17-point lead. But when you look at the last 2 years, it has been comebacks in the second half by Morehouse. Let's take a look at the keys to the second half brought to you by DC Lottery. Lots of people win. And Q, what do you have?
Yeah, it's basically all about number 7 under center, and McGee has been having his way. He is the difference in this game, and if he can do it in this second half, easily Howard's going to win. On the flip side, when you're talking about Morehouse, the Maroon Tigers, it has to be a better level of consistency, whether it be from the quarterback play. Someone on defense is going to have to make a special play. It has to be about your consistency and your desire to want to win this game. Right now, we're not seeing it from the Maroon Tigers.
Well, last year it was a comeback by Morehouse. And then, of course, the thrilling finish in the final second touchdown to the tight end David Wilson. But can Morehouse do that again? John Fleck back to kick for Howard. And deep to return Thomas Williams for the Maroon Tigers. Williams last year, 3rd in the nation in kick return average. And he's going to field it at the 2. Williams cuts back to the right side. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds just short of the 15. So Joshua Harris back out to lead the offense for the Maroon Tigers, as we heard there from Lou. Jordan Tarver has a right knee injury and doubtful for his return, so it'll be in the hands of the sophomore from Detroit, Michigan. The transfer from Grand Valley State. His team down 17 here as we start the 3rd quarter.
Strong level of consistency is what we're looking for.
61 total yards of the first half for Harris. He's going to hand it off on the very first play. Left side, and that's Williams who's in at running back. And he's going to be hit and taken down very close to the line of scrimmage.
You know, I know last year they had David Carter to rely upon, who was the team's all-time leading scorer in rushing TDs. This year it seems to be backed by committee. Hamilton, I do like his game though.
Short pass completion. Taken down just short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Quick offense. The pace picking up here for Morehouse. Boy, Howard's got everybody up at the line of scrimmage. A quick handoff, and I don't think he got enough, Q.
Yeah, it looks close. You know, when you run that up-tempo offense, it's all well and good, but you have to convert on 3rd down. You don't want your defense out on the field the entire time. And we're starting off this second half with a 3 and out, and that's not what you were hoping to have. You wanted to have, again, someone step up and make a play, and it starts at the quarterback position.
It was interesting, there were no defensive backs on that last play. They went full out, stacked the defensive line in anticipation of a running play on that 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that's where you hope to have a guy who can get you out of that situation, audible you out of that situation, and get it out to a receiver who can make one guy miss as opposed to having 6, 7, 8 guys to deal with.
There's Sheldon Hamilton, who is limping off the field.
That's a critical blow. Sheldon, again, he's their go-to back. He's the guy that helps this team go. And with him out of the game, yeah, you got Marcus Alford, you got Broderick, but at the same time, you're talking about an explosive, productive back coming off your field. Hopefully, he's okay.
So Goro with a punt. He's going to hit a line drive. It's fielded there at the 35 by Ayiguro. Ayiguro is taken out of bounds just short of the 50. So Tarver, the quarterback, cleats off, helmet off, and his right knee there is bandaged. So say a pretty good chance we're not going to see him the rest of the day.
Yeah, when you got your slides on and the shoulder pads off, you're definitely sitting there frustrated. I'm sure he's probably telling his mom and dad and folks at home what's going on.
McGee terrific in the first half, 13 of 17 for 173. A couple of touchdowns, also read the ball well in the first half. Little option play. McGee fakes the pitch, takes it himself. It's going to be a pickup of 4 on the play.
That was a little triple option. You had to dive up the middle, had the back being in concert with your quarterback, and McGee just felt, you know what, I'll fake all of the options and keep it myself and get a good 4 yards.
3 wide receivers to the right in motion. It goes Colvin. Parker in the backfield. The hand is to Parker. Over the left side. That's going to be close to a first down. Also a flag on the play. Anthony Johnson, your lead referee of the call.
A legal block, number 2 on the offense. Personal foul, face mask, 58 of the defense. Penalty offset, replay second down.
So we'll replay it. Matt Colvin, the sophomore wide receiver here with the block, and you'll see him on the top of your screen on the chop block. And Thaddeus Shaw is going to get called with a face mask.
Yeah, he kind of went from in the tackle box to outside the tackle box and made that block, as opposed to being outside of the tackle box and going inside. That would be an illegal chop block.
So again, second down. Quick throw out to Aiguro. He's going to fight his way across the 45. And finally taken down by a host of Maroon Tigers. Let's go down to the sidelines. Lou Holden.
Hey, Brent, injury report. Sheldon Hamilton, it just came off. It's just cramps. He's expected to return. Back to you.
It's good news for Morehouse, the junior running back out of Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, McGee wanted to throw, but great job in coverage that time by Joshua Thurston, who read it all the way. And McGee smartly tucked the football there because Thurston was thinking about a pick six.
Yep, and I was about to say that's, you know, that football IQ, knowing when to fold them, when to hold them.
A junior out of Atlanta read that one well.
So you're having your punt team come on the field, but you'd rather be punting it away as opposed to having it an interception and having them have a short field or a score.
So John Fleck back to kick. It's Williams to return. That one's going to go into the end zone. And that's going to come out on the touchback. Morehouse will have the ball when we come back, down 17.
In the heart of the most powerful city in the world, Events DC delivers world-class events that connect, delight, and inspire.
A beautiful afternoon in Washington, D.C. and Howard enjoying the weather and the lead. 20-3 over Morehouse, third quarter. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Lou Holden.
Hey, Brent, this event would not happen if it weren't for the people of Events DC. Joining me now are two critical portions of Events DC. Right here is Greg Odell, who's the president and CEO, and Eric Moses, senior vice president. And Greg, obviously, year after year, we've talked 3 years now. This is the third year, and it just keeps growing and growing. You got to be just unbelievably happy about the events.
I am can't even describe the words for, you know, the satisfaction when it finally all comes together. But like any good leader, I'm happy to take credit for the hard work of really the team that did very well. And I first want to acknowledge, you know, Eric really was his vision to even start this game. So we're so pleased, and now to grow and see what it's become. I'm just a lost word, just so proud of everybody, and we're happy to do this for the city.
What do you think the next couple of years are going to be as you grow this event and add more things to it?
Sure. Well, certainly, you know, we've been fortunate to have a quality of great games, but I think also the programming around it, that it's more than just a game. So we're going to continue to do that, and I think you'll see this prosper throughout the city and really become a citywide event as well.
Eric, you've done a lot of things with this event. One thing that's been really good is the amount of tickets that you've given away to school kids and other youth groups. That's awesome, and it's a great way for them to see college on a different level.
Yeah, we want to expose young people to the heritage and the culture of black schools and HBCUs in particular. And so we know they're going to be applying and going through the application process and all that kind of stuff and studying hard. But they should see some of the fun as well. And this is a great part of our heritage, and so we want them to experience that firsthand.
Hey, Brent and Kadri, the reason why this event is so successful is these two gentlemen and myself happen to be members of the same fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi. So anything that the Kappas touch, it's achievement in every field of human endeavor. So I'm not surprised that Eric Moses and Greg Odell are doing fabulous work, and Lou Holder is interviewing them. That's just the way it is with Kappa Alpha Psi.
Wait a second now. I think Lou Holder went third person on the interview.
Well, third person representing his frat.
Yeah, this is a great event and featuring two great HBCU schools. Over the middle, big hit too, incomplete. Howard University and Morehouse. A lot of tradition for these two football programs and these two great institutions. And we can see Joshua Harris's pass fall incomplete. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 for Morehouse. So far today, 4 of 11 on 3rd downs for the Maroon Tigers. They go 4 wide receiver set. And a whistle.
Delay game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That'll march it back another 5 yards. Now 3rd and 19. And those kind of mental mistakes. And you could hear the coach snap the football, yelling from the sidelines. That's one I know as a coach. You just, it's got to frustrate you when the play clock and your guys are in position to snap the football.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 19. Harris drops back, gets out of a little trouble. He's going to throw it out to the flat, and not enough for a 1st down. Kamar Smith, the tight end, brought it in and taken out close to the original line of scrimmage.
3rd and 19, there's not a whole heck of a lot of calls in the playbook that you have that can get a 3rd and 19 completion. I know this much, though. You need to take a shot down the football field. Throwing it in the flat is not where you need to go. If you're trying to get back into this game, you're going to have to be a lot more aggressive in your play calling, and your quarterback has to be able to make plays down the football field.
Well, Goro, the punter, has been busy this afternoon for Morehouse. And he's going to send Flanagan back. Receives it about the 41 across the 50 now. He's got a seam, and he's tripped up. And that may have just saved a touchdown. A nice defensive play there by the Howard Bison. And a quick hit by Delvin Rollins, who may have just saved a score.
Yeah, you make the first guy miss, and then you try to get up the field as quick as you can. He does that. And, boy, you talk about the shoelace tackle. He needs to check his spat on his ankle.
So Greg McGee, the junior out of Pittsburgh, is having a spectacular afternoon.
Well, he's distributed the ball very well. And you can also see when we call him a dual threat, this is why. His ability to be able to run the ball when he needs to, extend the play, get it out to his receivers.
This time it's a running play. Parker finds a huge opening on the left side. There's a flag down at the 30.
That might be coming back. Possible holding. And when he's thrown that far down the field, that means the wide receiver was holding.
Holding. Offense number 18. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Stuart Hartman called with a holding down the field, so it'll come back.
Telling Parker to go back in the huddle, like, Stu, listen, man. All you had to do was just get in the guy's way. You didn't have to grab his jersey.
A holding penalty taking place at the 30-yard line, so they march it 10 yards back to the original line of scrimmage of the 40. Quick pitch. I'm going to give it to Parker again, this time over the right side. Not much doing there as he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage.
I know one thing. Ted White has done a great job as far as the different personnel packages that he's put into the game. He's had his guys under center, and then at the same time he's also have him in the shotgun as well. Of course, Hamilton is trying to loosen himself up from that whole cramping incident.
He's running some sprints on the sidelines to see if we can get ready back when Morehouse will get the ball. McGee over the middle, and that is complete for a 1st down, and it's Flanagan who brings it in.
Total control. That's what I call this guy. That's his nickname, Mr. Total Control. Again, a nice pass, given an opportunity for his receiver to go down, make the play. Not going to get blown up over the middle because he's protecting the receiver by throwing it low and away from the defender.
1st and 10 at the 28. McGee under center now. A quick toss. Parker he is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And one thing about Greg McKee, and talking with head coach Rayford Petty this week, and he said that one thing he really likes about Greg McKee is that he's had high football IQ, that on the field he's able to make quick decisions and good decisions, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. We talked about him being a dual threat, and we've seen that here today, but really the third part of his game is that football IQ.
Yeah, very high, and that's what you want, that intelligence from your quarterback position.
Parker, right side, following his lead block, and he's going to be taken down at the 25-yard line.
A leader out there on the football field, you know, you're called upon to do so much. It's your ability within, you know, the working of the offense, the game within the game. It's not just about, you know, calling the play, but it's about having the guys have a belief in you that you're going to make this play work.
So Parker comes out. Phil is in. The freshman. McGee over the middle. He's got his receiver wide open. Touchdown, Howard. Rodney Tyson with a post pattern into the end zone.
That was a great executed play. Looked off the safety, came back to Rodney Tyson, and just a fabulous job. Looked off the safety and then throws a dart to a wide open Rodney Tyson. That is just pitch and catch at its finest.
Tyson beating Eric Robinson on that post pattern, 26 yards on the touchdown completion, as McGee now has 3 touchdown passes this afternoon. So the junior, Greg McGee, strikes again. 27-3, Howard with the lead. AT&T Nations Football Classic is brought to you by AT&T Rethink Possible and by Events DC, powerful city, unforgettable events. 27-9, Howard leads here as we start the fourth quarter. Quick throw to Rodney Tyson, who's driven out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, and this is what Coach Petty was talking about coming out of halftime. Finishing strong. You want to finish strong. You want to be a team that can be explosive for 4 quarters, not just 3.
3rd down and 7. Tyson in motion. McGee. And a quick throw. It's going to be enough for a first down. William Parker gets it out to the 50-yard line. And the sophomore Parker has run the football well today. In that case, a good job as a pass-catching running back.
Yeah, this was a really good screen play call and a good job of open field running to get the first down.
Right at midfield. And the give is to the freshman Phil. He's going to pick up 3 on the first down play. Pick up 7 and 7 coming up.
A lot of love for Phil. He's had a great game so far. The young man has done a good job of pass protection. Had a touchdown catch, ran great route on that, and running the football with some authority.
And Coach Petty said this week that he really feels that the freshman has potential to be all MEAC. He's going to get the call again on the pitch. And he is dropped in the backfield. Nice play by Brian Thomas, who shoots through and takes Phil down right at the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down play here. Bunch formation to the right. Looking downfield, McGee has got Flanagan, but he's going to be taken down short of the first down, and that'll bring on the punting unit.
Boy, I'm not going to second guess the young man. He has a great game so far. McGee has with his 3 TDs. I thought that he had on that second level, Stuart Hartman coming across the middle wide open. He missed it on that play.
John Fleck in to punt for Howard. Strong leg for the second team all MEAC. Averages 46.5 yards a punt. This one is a little wobbly. It's going to take a nice bounce. And it's Williams who's going to field it. He's taken down immediately at the 10-yard line. And Howard has had a great day defensively, rushing the quarterback. They have been all over both Harris and Tarver this afternoon.
Yeah, and it's come from different spots. It's come from up the middle. It's come from on the edges. You didn't really have anywhere to go with the football. A lot of that comes from just a relentless pursuit in the backfield, as well as the coverage of the secondary doing a fine job of covering the receivers down the football field.
The Bison with 8 sacks this afternoon. Linebacker Tabrod Resby has a pair. They have been relentless. Morehouse starting on their own 10. And the pass from Harris nearly picked off. Well, a good jump on the football that time by Chase Mitchell.
You know, with the injuries to this defense, especially in the secondary with Julian David out, he was kind of like that Ed Reed emotional leader, really heads-up player, very strong, kind of a athlete. And Tabron Resby has done a good job of making some big plays and bringing a level of consistency and dominance to this defense.
Sarton on the quick pass is going to step out of bounds at the 22-yard line and picks up the first down for Morehouse. No huddle for the Maroon Tigers. Down 27-9 here in the third quarter. Sorry, fourth quarter. 12:47 left.
Ball start. Offense 74. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Richard Washington again. Well, the junior left tackle has had a tough afternoon.
Yeah, and Coach Freeman, I gather, has had an even tougher one.
Drops back. He's going to look down on the left sideline, and it's complete. Lake McGuffey breaks away across the 50, back across the field, across the 40, finally taken down, and a huge pickup for Morehouse.
Yeah,
Russ comes back to make the play defensively for Howard.
What a call, what a play, what a throw. Going to the wide side of the football field. Almost was picked up, but almost only good enough. And horseshoes and hand grenades. That was a fine catch by Lake, and great job of running after the catch too.
Curtis Simmons gambled and tried to jump the route and missed it. Completion over the middle to the tight end Kumar Smith. Pick up a 5. Morehouse moving the ball here, as the clock is certainly a factor here in the fourth quarter. The handoff to Hamilton, and the junior is taken down in the backfield. A lot of pressure by Howard's defense. Damon Gresham Chisholm, well, the great defensive end for Howard, was in the backfield to disrupt that play. And Gresham Chisholm, number 96, being looked at. Hurt on the tackle.
Yeah.
Limping off. A big sophomore. Was the MEAC Rookie of the Year last year. Expect big things out of number 96 this season. Harris throws into the flat, and that's brought in by Devon Mann. Looks good enough for a first down.
And so you say to yourself, Brent, where was this earlier? That's what you need. You need to have a an opportunity to throw the ball and make big plays like this. Get it to your playmakers. Devon Mann is your best playmaker.
Harris straight up the middle, and he's making a play down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah. As opposed to the run setting up the pass, we do it the opposite. You throw the ball to then set up the run. Everyone was looking for that outside throw. The middle of the football field was wide open, and that was an awesome job of Joshua Harris in taking advantage of the weakness of the defense.
Here's Russ with the tackle, saved the touchdown. Here it is to Hamilton, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, this is right when you thought it was over, here comes Morehouse. The Maroon Tigers will not be going down easy.
Harris run 26 yards. It looks like an injured player for Howard, another defensive player. This one is Teravon Sheets, the defensive end, the senior. He's now also limping off. And a couple of defensive ends, starting defensive ends in the last couple of plays for Howard having to come out, get nicked up. And a little bit of confusion there. Leon Murray, the offensive coordinator in his 7th season for Morehouse, setting in the play. Harris under center. It's going to be to Hamilton. It's the blocking up front. Hamilton leads for the end zone. Ball comes loose, but not before. It is a touchdown for Morehouse.
Yeah, it looks like the ref saw him break the plane. Side judge started. Hands goes up in the air because all it has to do, the nose of the ball goes over the plane. It's a moot point whether or not it was fumbled. It's a nice, fine job of running. See right here, Harris is just giving him a little stretch play handoff. And of course, Hamilton fighting to get it into the end zone. Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Once that ball crosses, yep.
So Lees, you got to hold your breath on the extra points, and that one is good. And it worked. So Morehouse has scored a couple of touchdowns here, and now they're down 11. It's 27-16, fourth quarter in the nation's capital.
In the heart of
Well, Joshua Harris has engineered a pair of touchdowns for Morehouse. First, the 9-yard touchdown completion into the quarter. And then it was Harris who would engineer a 9-play, 90-yard drive for the Maroon Tigers.
Yeah, he showed a lot of poise in both of these touchdown drives. You know, the one came off of a turnover. This one here is just a great job of reading the weakness of the defense and using your athletic ability to get the ball up the field. We talked about, you know, the dual threat capabilities of Greg McGee. Well, we're seeing Joshua Harris have a fine second half. He came off of a rough start in that third quarter, but so far at the end of the third quarter into this fourth quarter, he's really turned it on.
12 of 20 for 203 yards. And a lot of that coming on these last two drives. And what do you know, Morehouse is right back in this game. It's 27-16, little pooch kick. And it's going to be fielded by number 33, the freshman Anthony Filial. Heads up play by the freshman. There's also a flag on the play. Morehouse looking to catch Howard off guard there with a little pooch kick.
That pooch kick, get so ready to have all your guys up front. I've been back there. It's a lonely job. You know, all your blockers, they're not looking to block. They're looking to get the ball, receive it. They're not blockers.
After the play, personal foul number 26 of the white team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So here's the kick.
That's a live ball.
Filial comes up to pick it up. 26, Jabril Ezel is the one that was called for the personal foul. That's going to march Howard back another 15 yards. And that's not the kind of penalty that you'd want to see. Head coach Ray Petty can't be happy about that.
Well, you know, you have every right to be angry and frustrated because, you know, here you are, your team is up by a lot, and now you're sloppy play.
Please refrain from playing when the ball is alive.
Your sloppy play is costing you and allowing Morehouse to get back into the game. And, of course, both bands are battling it out, and yeah.
Well, the halftime festivities have continued right here through the fourth quarter. 10:02 left in the fourth quarter. McGee, the quick throw and a completion. Ayigoro brought it in.
That play worked so well in the first half, and we saw a good job of open field tackling by Morehouse.
We heard Coach Petty talk about it at halftime, that they had to continue putting the pressure on Morehouse. And the last couple of drives, it has been all the Maroon Tigers. A nice run here for the first down by William Parker.
Yeah, this is a good job of quick pitch. You can see how the offensive line, they're sustaining their blocks to the point where, because of that you're seeing Parker be able to pick his hole and even cut it back.
Another nice run for the sophomore. Back-to-back long rushes here for William Parker. It's going to set up a second down and short. We'll call it 2nd and 3. Two wide receivers to the right. Harris back, or McGee back under center. The handoff. And there's nothing there.
That was a great job.
Sawyer.
Yeah, Sawyer, he did a phenomenal job of coming in off the edge and really stuffing that play. Well, you can see where he just taking on the guard, the pulling guard, and he made that play individually. Give him a lot of credit, Sawyer. Woo.
3rd and 2, and this is a big third down play. McGee fakes the handoff, rolls out, and he's going to have Darren Christie wide open, who picks up the first down. The senior doesn't get a lot of touches, but that was an important one.
I might not get a lot of touches, but when I do,
I make first downs.
I make first downs.
Well, let's sort out the flag.
18 of the offense, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, remember we talked about Coach Petty being old school?
Yeah.
Well, penalties like that will draw out the old school fire in him.
Keep your eye on number 18, Stuart Hartman, the junior. And there's the block right there. Well after Christie had gotten the first down. And that is a mental mistake.
Yes.
That can cost you.
Yeah, see Coach Petty right there, like, what the heck? Where's your poise, young man? You're a junior. You should know better. Why? Leave him go. There's nothing positive is going to come out of that. Now he has to come back and make a play. That's how you get back into good graces.
I don't know if Coach will forget about that one. I'm sure it'll come up in the film study this following week.
Let me make a big play down the football field and make this chain move so I don't have to come off the field and listen to his wrath.
Maybe being on the field is the best place to be. 3rd down and 8. Over the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage. And that's going to force Howard to punt.
Yeah, that was a really good job of, closing up all the passing lanes. Really nowhere to go with the football.
So plenty of time still left on the clock here. At 7:36 here in the fourth quarter. Morehouse is down 11. Their last 2 possessions have resulted in touchdowns. And now that missed extra point. You go back to the 3rd quarter, how big that could be with an 11-point difference. John Fleck kicks takes a bounce. It's a Howard bounce. Down past the 15, and it'll come to rest right at the 14-yard line. And that is where Morehouse will take over. They're down 11. It's 27-16 here in the fourth quarter. And this rivalry game is coming right down to the fourth quarter. It's been all Morehouse the last quarter or so. 27-16. Howard leads at 7:23 left. Well, let's go down to the sidelines of Lou Holder.
All right, Brent, the celebrities just keep on coming. Washingtonian and 3-time Grammy-nominated singer Raheem DeVaughn joining Lou Holder on the sidelines. And Events DC has you here in a number of capacities. Tell us what you've been up to. You've been working harder than me.
I'm working hard, man. I did the pregame show. You know, shout out to Pepsi, Events DC, AT&T. And it's a great experience, man. You know, riding the high, the new album coming out this week. A place called Loveland. It's my 4th in-studio album. First major release as an independent artist. Yeah.
What is it about this HBCU games that brings celebrities out? We saw Vanessa Bell Calloway. Last year it was Laz Alonso and Lamont Rucker. They just keep coming. Is it like a strong pull for you guys, or when they ask you to do something with an HBCU game, you're like, oh, I'm down?
I think it's an opportunity, man, for us to relive our college life. you know what I mean? For me personally, I know my music is kind of like the soundtrack, the bed music for, you know, the college life, and just reminiscing on your first love or your first dance or whatever the case that, you know, whatever it is, man. So this is a great experience to come out, you know, and support the sport of football as well.
Yeah, hold this thing up so people can see it.
It's real cool, man. It's like
we've got the Howard on one side, the Morehouse on the other side, and then you in the middle.
And the album promotion, you click on it, you can get the album, you know.
Yeah.
Place called,
how excited are you about this album?
It's great, man. I think it's my best body of work to date. Available on iTunes now. I want to encourage everybody, go to Target, pick up the album. You get it from Target, you get some bonus cuts. You know what I mean? And available everywhere now, in stores now.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Raheem DeVaughn joining us here on the sidelines. Brent and Kadri, back to you.
All right, thank you, Lou. 27-16 here in the fourth quarter, and Morehouse picked up a couple of first downs there. They're on the move again, and Kadri, it's been a tale of two halves for Joshua Harris. He really has Morehouse moving here.
Yeah, the poise that he's shown in the second half, you know, Coach Freeman was curious as to who his quarterback was. I think he's found the answer, who, by looking at Harris, his first half, he might have been off to a slow start with his 3 for 5 of 20 yards with an interception, but he's come on strong in this second half, picking it up, had even the TD pass. He's been making great decisions. Here, there's nobody to throw to. That's okay. Go ahead and get a positive gain and put yourself in third and manageable.
It's 3rd and 5, 2 and 3, 25 yards here on this drive for Harris, and he has looked tremendous here in the second half. Big 3rd down play here for Morehouse. Rolling out, coming back for the football. They're going to say that is out of bounds on the completion.
Yeah, and I think that there's time left in the game, but at some point in time, you're going to have to go for it. I like his thinking. I like his aggressiveness down the football field. A few more inches in field, you would have been okay.
Are you surprised at 6:03 left in the fourth quarter? Down 11, and I realize field position, you're on your side of the field, but not going for it here on 4th down.
And that's what it is. It's about field position. You know that you don't want to give Howard a short field. Morehouse has been playing good defense. You're just going to trust your defense and hope that they can go 3 and out.
And Agoro is going to take it on the fake. A lot of running room down the left side. One man to be taken down at the 30. A gutsy call by Rich Freeman and the Morehouse offense.
Yeah, and so whatever I said, just ignore it. Don't ever listen to me again. Great call. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. Why not go ahead and take advantage of it? Very cool job of running by your punter. Awesome execution. And this is what you got to do if you expect to get back in this game.
Brandon Flanagan saved the touchdown. Agoro 27 yards on that run. And I got to say,
we need to put Agoro at running back. That dude was fast.
Sophomore Agoro looks like a running back as he was trucking down the field. Coach Freeman not happy right now. He's out on the field.
Keeps talking about resetting of the game clock.
He's pointing to the clock. He's got the referee's attention now. And every second here in the fourth quarter is going to be vital. Morehouse down 11 at 27-16.
They're not giving them. There we go. They reset it. It was at 5 seconds. He's like, wait a minute, you got to reset the game clock for me. Or the play clock, pardon me. Game clock is at 5:25 and ticking down, but the game clock is down to 5 seconds for the play clock.
It was just a week ago that Howard had a nice lead on Eastern Michigan. They were up 24-13 in that game late in the third quarter, and they gave up 3 straight touchdowns to Eastern Michigan and lost 34-24. Harris scrambling to his right, looking downfield, nothing there, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
See, that's where you throw it away. Live and fight another day. You're putting yourself in a position where it's gone from second and short to now third and long.
He lost about 2 yards on that play.
That's a critical 2 yards.
All right, so third and long.
See, now you had kicking issues. Okay, that could mean the difference between a chip shot and making it a difficult shot for your kicker.
Bunch formation to the left of Harris in the shotgun. High snap. Looking downfield to the left. He's going to go to the end zone. A little pushing there between the receiver and defensive back. And there's the flag on the field.
Yeah, he had it in his hand. That side judge had that flag in his hand right away because you saw Curtis Simmons really holding him all the way down the field. You got to let the guy go and make an attempt for the ball.
Pass interference, defense 21, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, a huge call on 3rd and 11. Let's take another look at it here.
Yeah, see, the jersey starts to pull, the flag comes out. Jersey pull, flag out, easy call.
McGuffey was the intended target for Morehouse. It's the pass interference. They mark off 15 yards, and that'll take it down to the 15-yard line. The Morehouse will have 1st and 10. 4:24, down 11.
Need 6, period.
Hamilton's in the backfield. Somebody jumped on that.
Looked like the receiver in the slot.
Ball start on the offense, number 27. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, you could have picked 27, or you could have picked number 3. You could have picked them all. They all jumped.
Winston Bodrick, junior out of Atlanta, is the one that was flagged. But you're right, Q. There was 2 or 3 guys that jumped on that. First and 15. Ball spotted on the 20. Harris looking to avoid the sack, and he does. He's on his feet, and he's going to pick up about 2 or 3 on the scramble.
Yep. Positive gains, positive yards. That's what we want. We want that opportunity to, at minimum, walk away from this drive with 3.
The clock is certainly a factor, and we're now inside of 4 minutes. Morehouse down 11. 2nd and long. Harris is going to swing it out to Hamilton in the flat. Hamilton hit right at the 20-yard line, and he's going to lose a couple on the play.
You know, the guy that we hadn't really called was Devon Mann. He's that special go-to player. He looked his side, but they're playing such a soft 2-shell, 2-deep look. Safety's back, guarding half of the fields respectively. There's nowhere to go with the football, and he's checking the ball down to Hamilton.
Blanchard with the stop for Howard.
Should be a little bit more creative of getting the playmaker man the ball.
3rd and 15. Harris is looking left. I think he was looking in man's direction. Blanchard is there. That's a big sack.
That's called a coverage sack right there. There's nowhere to go with the football. And
timeout. Morehouse.
Now Morehouse has a decision.
This is a 30-second timeout.
Yes, the football now is spotted at the 29-yard line. That would bring in a 47, 48-yard field goal. You go for 3 here, Q. Do you try to get 3 to put up and then possibly an onside kick and then have an opportunity for a touchdown? Or do you go for it? Because in this case, you're talking about 4th down and about 23.
I would absolutely kick that field goal and hope for the best. You know, going for it, I have yet to see them have a play in the playbook that would have a shot to the end zone, although they still have an opportunity to get a 1st down. But right now, the way the Howard team is playing that cover 2 shell, they're dropping everyone back into coverage. There's really no throwing lanes to go with the football.
Obviously, punting the football is not an option at this point, so it looks like Morehouse will go for it.
All right, here we go.
On this 4th down play. Fourth and 24. Harris is going to throw it into the end zone. Man is there. He dives for the football, and it's incomplete.
That's the one. That's the look that you wanted. That's what you wanted to get.
It looks like Man is hurt on the play.
Yep.
Take another look at it, Q.
Well, this is
very designed to that right corner.
Absolutely. This is an all-go route. Had Man down the seam.
Man had a step here.
Laid out for it. Couldn't just pull it in. Couldn't haul it in. That was the decision that you need to go to. Go to your go-to guy. And Man was that go-to guy. Had an opportunity to make the big play. We've seen him do it time and time again. Just couldn't haul it in. Just couldn't pull it in.
And Man now limping off the field.
Good to see the young man up and walking.
It looks like he
awkwardly on that.
It looks like he may have hurt himself on the dive.
Yes. It's that ground. When you hit the ground, sometimes you can get the wind knocked out of you, or jam a shoulder, or fall awkwardly on your knee. A slew of issues happen.
Oh, it was that close.
The effort was there.
Man had about a half step and had his fingers on the football, but could not hold on. So with 3:04 left, an 11-point lead for Howard, as now they're going to look to run out the clock. And Morehouse really needs a big defensive play here. If there was ever a time for a turnover. The handoff is to Parker, right side, breaks a couple tackles, out to the 50, still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
I think the coach wants to say, no, don't get pushed out of bounds. Go down, let the clock keep going. And this is a good nifty running right here. Nice stiff arm too. But go down right now. Don't get knocked out of bounds. Go down.
Hit out of bounds by Lance White. The clock stops at 2:52. 21-yard run there by Parker. The spot is at the 50, where he stepped out. 1st and 10. I formation. Haven't seen a lot of that today. Parker gets the call again. And he's going to pick up 2 yards on the carry. And the key cue is he stayed inbounds.
Yeah.
As the clock continues to run 2:20.
That's called FBI, football intelligence. Know the situation of the game. The situation of the game calls for you're winning, you hit the clock moving, you stay in bounds, the clock moves. Your team's chances of winning the game when the clock strikes 0 with you having possession magnifies.
2nd down and 8 inside 2 minutes. Howard with an 11-point lead. McGee, another handoff. This time it's stacked up. Big hit. Jamil Irvin Muhammad was there.
Timeout. Morehouse. This is the 2nd charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
And we've seen a lot of people here this afternoon. Some of the notable alum for Morehouse, and we had mentioned Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Spike Lee, Samuel Jackson. By the way, Edwin Moses.
Edwin
would have been a really good football player with his speed.
Hey man, one of the best all-time hurdlers and Olympians to ever run.
By the way, Martin Luther King Jr., did you know he started at Morehouse at the age of 15? He was an early admission student back in 1944. He was graduated from Morehouse at about when you and I would have thought about going to college.
Sure.
He was finishing up.
Sure.
And also his grandfather, his dad, his brother, 2 sons, all going to Morehouse. It's been a family tradition. To Howard with the football, 3rd and 8. Just across midfield. They're going to spread it out here. They're going to let McGee, he's going to hand it off to Parker on the play fake. Parker picks up about 6 yards, but he's short of the first down.
That's a really good play design and way to sell it, McGee. And that's nice, good, nifty running.
And it looked like McGee was going to roll out on the pass instead.
That was one of those.
The other way with
yes,
Parker.
I was about to say that was one of those counter action. It looked like it was going to be throwing it to the flat, but then of course you come back with that nice little counter action.
Some of the great alums at Howard University, of course, Antoine Bethea, nice NFL career for him.
Yes, he had.
Gus Johnson, one of the best at doing the play-by-play.
Ooh, yeah.
We have a fantastic finish. We might have to go into a little Gus Johnson.
Yes.
Thurgood Marshall as well. Just such rich history for both of these institutions. Howard University founded way back in 1867, just a couple of blocks from the nation's capital there. The putting situation. Fleck comes in. No one deep for Morehouse. They're going to bring the house for a block. And Fleck gets it off. And it's a good one. And it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Boy, John Fleck with all the pressure comes up with a great punt there.
Beauty.
Inside 2 minutes. Good job by the sophomore out of Indianapolis.
Field position game. Putting yourself in a great spot. Now you're going to have the pressure back on Morehouse, their offense, to execute. And your defense knows that it has time on its side. Now this is where you want to tackle guys inbounds as opposed to having them run out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Well, Morehouse has to go 97 yards here. They're in need of a touchdown. Down 11 with 1:25 left. Sarton is split right, 2 wide receivers to the left. And Harris from his own end zone. He's going to scramble. He's going to pick up about 13 on the play. And that's enough for a first down.
You know, I really liked the way he played in the second half with, you know, just such tremendous poise and, you know, distributed the football, made some good throws. I think moving forward, they need to clean up the style of their play early on. You know, this is their first game, Howard's second game. But they have the making of a good team if they can just be more consistent.
Harris gets rid of it. It's complete to Hamilton. The clock stops as they move the chains, but it'll start up again on the whistle. Harris looking deep. He's got a man open. It's incomplete. Guffey was there, but hit hard on the play.
And boy, oh boy, oh boy,
Austin is the one who delivered the shot.
I thought he was going to come down with that catch. Woo!
A lot of room to make up for Alston, and he is there.
Clean hit, but great effort. Great effort. Almost coming up with that ball.
Yeah, check out the junior from North Augusta, South Carolina, who puts the shoulder in there and dislodges the football. Now, Harris thought he had a completion deep downfield.
Yeah. It's that kind of a day where it's a game of inches.
Morehouse was on the comeback trail, but ran out of time this afternoon. As Harris runs out of bounds with 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're talking about too little too late, but you do have to commend their efforts making a game of it. I think at the same time, again, moving forward, you know, there's a lot of talent on this field, but it has to be consistent for Morehouse if they expect to compete and win games.
Division II Morehouse College. Looks like they will come up short against the FCS school. Looks, has his receiver complete. Duffy will be taken down, and it's good enough for a first down, but that looks like it'll be the last play of the game. Now, wait a second, Harris gets the spike. Morehouse will set up with 2 seconds left now. One final play. Play coming in from the sidelines. Looks over the middle, it's incomplete, and that'll do it. Howard University wins the AT&T Nations Football Classic 27-16 over Morehouse.
Old school man can be happy now and crack a smile. Got a victory out of the game.
Coach Petty and the Howard Bison get their first win of the season, now 1-1 early here in 2013. Of course, there were a lot of outstanding plays, Q, but the one that stands out today, our play of the game, brought to you by Amtrak. Enjoy the journey. The touchdown from McGee.
I just love it. I love the fact that, you know, he had such a strong game. This coming off of a turnover, and just seeing his arm strength and his accuracy right there to Colvin. Very good job of playing pitch and catch. Phenomenal job of being poised all day long. But McGee, to that throw, that absolutely deserves to be the play of the game.
And that was in the third quarter. McGee, the strike to Rodney Tyson. And Howard would go on to win 27-16. Still a lot more here at RFK Stadium. Post-game festivities and the trophy presentation straight ahead. And welcome back to RFK Stadium, where Howard has won the third annual AT&T Nations Football Classic. The final score 27-16 over Morehouse. And let's go down to the field for the trophy presentation in Kadri Ismail.
Yes, and I'm down here on the field, and Jennifer Jones, Vice President of Diverse Markets, AT&T Mobility and Consumer Marketing. She's going to hand off the trophy.
With the completion of 21 of 27 passing attempts for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns. The 2013 AT&T Nations Football Classic Most Valuable Player is Howard quarterback Greg McGee.
Congratulations on winning the trophy. Talk about your performance today.
It was a great game. It was a great game. I want to give a special shout out, and I want to dedicate this trophy to my offensive line. We went through the game, no sacks at all. So I want to dedicate this trophy to my offensive line.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. And now we got to go ahead with the team trophy. We're going to go ahead with the introduction with Greg Odell, President and CEO of Events DC, to present the championship trophy.
On behalf of Events DC, I want to congratulate the Howard Bison again for their 3rd consecutive year winning the AT&T Nations Football Classic. Give it up for Howard.
The trophy is quite heavy. Coach, congratulations on the win. Talk about your team's performance today.
Hey, outstanding performance. You know, we got off to a great start, slowed down a little bit in the middle of the game, but they came back and fought and won the game for us. Our efforts this year have been great, and we're going to continue to move forward with it.
You got a special quarterback in McGee. Talk about his performance.
Hey, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country at any level. I mean, he make all the right throws. He can make great decisions on the field, and he's a great leader. We're lucky to have him.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you, Brent.
And congratulations to Howard University winning the 3rd annual AT&T Nations Football Classic. The final score from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. Howard 27, Morehouse 16. For Kadri Ismail and Lou Holder, I'm Brent Harris. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and have a pleasant good evening.